Okay, so today I I got kind of bored on Scratch, so yeah, I don't really know what to do. So I decided just why not just explain every single block from Motion to my block, and we are not doing any operate. I am not doing this one because yeah, I would never. Okay, and I'm not doing any extension. I'm just gonna do the default ones. And remember, I am not doing this. Okay, so first let's go to motion. Move 10 steps. At first when you just click it, it just move by X. That's because it's facing this way. If you face it this way, 180, then it will go down. Because moving steps would literally just move it by, or just move, would just like move in the direction it's facing. Turn 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 right 15 degrees. Okay, you change this number, but just turn right. Okay, or you just do negative, or this is just the exact same thing. But yeah, and then this is just the left. Okay, this is go to random position. You choose that this or mouse pointer, and if you have another sprite, you can go to that sprite. Yeah, and random position just goes to random position. Mouse pointer just goes to yeah. But if you put like a forever block, then it'll just forever go to the mouse pointer. And we'll explain the forever block later. Wait, first let me position it back. Yeah, the one that I just used. Well, let me delete this watermelon. The one is like you just go to like X, which is left and right, and Y is up and down. Okay, glide to random position. Glide 1 second. So it takes like 1 second to go there. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure if that's right. Yeah. And then wait, let me put it back. And this is just instead of just random position or mouse pointer or like another spot you had. 他在家里弄不好，弄不好，先暂停。 wait. So this is this is just the gliding as well, but this time you just choose the area. Like I want to choose like 100, 100. Don't just glide to the 100, 100. Wait, let me put that back. Yeah. And then this is just pointing direction, which I already showed you, which on the first block. Point towards. Instead of pointing just direction you just choose, point towards something. So like let me just take out the forever block, a paper block. Not really. It will just forever point towards my mouse pointer. But okay. Now change X. X, as I said earlier, is left and right. And you just yeah. Change by one. If it's changed by positive number, which is optional, it will just go right. If it's negative, which is over here, oh no, sorry, which is this. Why do I keep typing the zero? It will just go back. Okay, and then set X, which just immediately goes there because you just set it. Where we set it back. Okay, change Y is just going up and down. Positive goes up and negative goes down. Okay, and then you set, and then this is just set. This is just set Y. Okay, if on edge bounce, so like just imagine if I'm. Sometimes it gets very annoying when your thingy just clips to the edge. If on edge bounce, it just bounces it back to the place. Yeah, this can be useful in I use this in all of my game, not all, like a lot of my game. This set rotation is like just So if it's left, right, just set it left, right. Then, wait, let me just take out this. Then it'll only point left or right. But, yeah. Wait, let me put it back. And then if you put it all around, then it will just, you just goes all around. Yeah, just like that. If you put don't rotate, then no matter what you do, it just won't rotate. Unless you set it back. Oh wait. I got this. Yeah, you cannot rotate it. So, this is just the X input. It just shows what X you're on, Y, what Y you're on, what direction you're on, which is this direction. Okay, now going to the next category, locks. This one just say, that he just says, for how much seconds? Optional. You can say whatever you want. Say you just say forever, I think. There's actually a cool hack. If you put just like empty value, like nothing, it will just say nothing. Like it wouldn't even show the speech mark. Like it wouldn't even show it. Think it's not really a speech mark, just a bubble, I think. Um and yeah, this is just the same thing just forever, unless you said about. This is switch costume. So as you see, the default has two costumes. So if you switch costume to this, or just switch it, and then if you want to switch it back, you do the next costume. So if you press this, so it will just go back to this. But if you press next costume again, actually it goes to this costume because it doesn't have anything beyond next. Okay, switch backdrop, which is just this, the stage, and just set it to whatever you want. And then just next backdrop. And then change size, which just change it bigger, and and then do set size, so you just set it. Change color effect. There's a lot of effect. Color. Let me just show you each effect. Color, you just change the color. Wait. Okay. Fish eye. Yeah, it just widens it. Okay. Next is the whirl. It just whirls. Kind of funny sometimes. Let me set it back. Okay. Now we get the pixelet. Wait. One. And then that's just pixel. For some reason, if you turn it negative, it will just, yeah. It will also turn to pixelet. Not sure why, but just Scratch designed it like that. And now I got it back. Okay, now pixelet does mosaic. Yeah, you just, yeah, it just duplicates. Okay. And then next, brightness. You know what brightness means. Flashbang. Negative, it'll just it'll just turn it darker. Yeah. After brightness is ghost, which you just turn more transparent. The brightness. Yeah. And this one just set it. This is just set. This is clear graphic effects. Look. Imagine I change color. Fish eye. Whirl. Pixelet. Mosaic. Brightness. And ghost. If I clear graphic effects, it just deletes all effects. Show, wait, hide. This is hide, you just hide the sprite. And then show. I have a cool hack. We are going to use these kind of stuff later, but first, let me show you a cool hack. ever say touching mouse pointer. So if it keeps saying, look, if it's not touching the mouse pointer, it'll say false, and it'll say true if it's touching it. And if you hide it, it can't detect it. Wait, let me show it. But if you set ghost effect to 100, you just basically hide, yeah. You can still see the speech mark and you can still detect it. It's actually pretty cool. Okay. Front layer, just go into just the layers. This is by how much layers. This is the costume number. I'm going to choose the costume name. Yes. And backdrop number. Backdrop name. Size, you just the current size. Okay, now let's go to the next one. The starting sound, you just get the meow. Yeah. Play sound meow until done. Start sound meow. If you didn't know what the difference between these are, look, let me show you. First, just put these two. Wait. They're gonna have the same thing. Look, and just say this. Oh, wait. If you play... Yeah, it will have to finish the sound first, then it will say hello. But if you start sound, it will just start at the same time. That's what the difference is. Stop all sounds, so if you... It just stops every single sound. Change pitch effect. Yeah, just pitch. And then just set pitch. Yeah. Clear all sound effects. It's basically kind of like the clear graphic effect, but clear back graphic effects is just for the effects, and this is for the sound on effect, which is left right. I'm not sure what that does. Yeah, I'm not sure what the pan left right does. Change volume by negative 10%. Just like, yeah. Set volume to 100, which is the default, and this is just how much volume there is. Okay, now go to the events. Event. When green flag click, which is just starting. And this is one key pressed. Sadly, it doesn't have enter key or backspace or anything. When this right clicked, look, let me show you what this right click does. Look. Yeah, when I click it. Okay, now when backdrop switches to backdrop 1, so if it's this backdrop, then it will do something. When loudness doesn't do anything. When I receive this message, like you can just make your own message, and then you just actually broadcast the message. Let me show you what broadcast message and wait does. So, wait, let me do something. Broadcast message and wait. Oh, wait. Broadcast message. Oh. Wait, let me just put 0. I have to wait for it first for 2 seconds and then after it'll do it. But if you just do it, yeah. Because it's also saying something, so like, I have to think. No, wait, it's doing it at the same time. Yeah. It'll do it at the same time. So let me just delete all of these and then switch the costume back. Okay. And then now we're at the controls. This is just wait how much seconds and then you do the stuff. This is repeat how much times. This is just the forever loop that I was talking about, which you can just forever do something. If this thingy happens, like whatever thingy you want, it will do this thing inside. And then after you do the script after that. If else, so imagine if touching mouse pointer. Let me just put the. And then you set. Yes. If touching mouse pointer. So if it's not touching the mouse pointer, just set it to 0, 100. If it is, then it'll set it to 110. Okay. Back to controls. Wait until. You know what that means. Repeat until. So repeat until touching mouse pointer, imagine. Go to random position, and if after it touches the mouse pointer, then you do the script after. Yes, it touched the mouse pointer. Okay. No, so now we stop all. So imagine we just do all this tinkering, whatever. Wait, just imagine. Yeah, imagine it's doing all this stuff, yeah, and then you just stop all. It just stops everything. Let me just set the 100 back. Okay. And then now, before we do the when I start as a clone, let's first create a clone. Yeah, I think that's a clone, not sure. When I start as a clone, then it will do something. Like I might just. Wait, what? No. Okay. Anyways. Huh? Okay. And that was delete this clone. You just delete the clone. Okay, sensing when I touch the mouse pointer, which I used a lot of time, or edge, or any other sprites you have. To touch a color, you just select the color. If this color, like imagine whatever color, is touching this other color, and this is just the distance of, like, let me just say this. Look at this is like how far away the mouse pointer is to it. Okay. This is ask what's your name, and then you just say whatever you want. And this is just saying the answer, and they just said the answer. Okay. When space key press, so like, imagine whatever you say space key press. If you say space key press, you'll just say true. If it's not, then you just say it's false. Yeah. But okay. Now, if it's mouse down, so like if you just click like anywhere. No, this is just mouse X, like what your mouse's X is, and the Y. You said drag mode to draggable, so you can even not using a drag on full screen. But if you set it to not draggable, then you can't drag in full screen. And the default, you cannot drag in full screen. Wait. Okay, so now you get the loudness. Not sure. Oh, it's the loudness on my mic. Okay, I didn't even know what it is. Timer. Yeah, just time. Reset timer, just set the timer back to 0. This is just the thing of things. So this is this mean, you know what this if you don't know what this hashtag means, it actually just means like the backdrop number, but it doesn't actually say the number. And it just is volume, and this is my variable, which we will be talking about later. Current year, selectable, month, date, day of the week, hour, minute, and second. Okay. Day since 2000, I'm not sure what that does. Username. Yeah, which is me. My username. Okay. Remember on the start, we are not talking about this block. Never. Okay. Plus. So imagine you just 2 plus 3 obviously is 5. We'll just say 5. Okay. Minus 2 minus 1. It'll say 1. This is multiply. 2 times 4 is 8. Divide. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Okay. Pick random. So it'll just pick between 1 to 10. Yeah. If this, so it'll say true or false. 8 is greater than 9. False. Obviously, 9 is bigger. And this is just less than, so 9 is less than 8. False, it's not less than. 9 equals 9. It'll say true because it's equal, the same thing. This is and. It's like if it's, look, imagine. It has to be, all of them has to be true. This is true. This is true. Then it will be say true. But if this is just like a tiny little mistake, then they'll just say false. But this is the or. Instead of saying all of them have to be the same, it can just be either scenario. But if none of the scenarios are true, then it'll just say false. This is just not. Like, and it is join apple, banana, just apple, banana. Letter 1 of apple, which is A. Length of apple, 5, because there's 5 letters. Apple contains A? Yes. Mod. Okay, if you don't know what mod is, like it's not Minecraft mod. Okay. 100. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure how to use this, but like I'm not sure how to use this, okay? Wait, let me just put 50. Okay, yes. Whenever it reaches 50, it just goes back to 0. That's what mod does. Round is just if I put like 0.1, it'll just put it to 0 because like it's near 1. And we are not explaining that. Okay, variables. We want to just store something like score or whatever. This is list. Doesn't actually have its own category for some reason. List, you can just store stuff in it. Blocks, it doesn't really have any default block, just like the list. You can just make your own block, like whatever you want. Like, yeah, whatever you want. Okay. And that is like every single block complete. But this time, we're gonna talk about the sound. There's a lot of sounds you can choose from. You can choose a sound. Not sure what's the difference. Record, which you can just record. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, 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 oi. Oi, 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 oi. Yeah. Yeah. So, this is just surprise, so you just choose a random one. Upload sound, which you can just upload. Which I uploaded this today. Yeah, you all know that sound. Okay. The backdrop, yeah, you can just but backdrop cannot move. So if you want to do a scrolling background, you gotta use a sprite for the background. Okay, that's the end of the video. So yeah, that is everything about Scratch. Well, not everything. You can just choose the extensions, by the way, and you can just yeah, you can paint your sprite and everything. Yeah, and that is the end of the video. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. You can consider subscribing only if you want. Okay, bye.